Good evening, everyone. How are you today? I hope I hope everyone is doing great, and I believe lahat na siguro tayo ay nakapag-dinner na. So, kumusta ba yung araw mo ngayon? Is there anything na exciting that is happening to you today in your journey towards becoming an entrepreneur? Are there are there things that keeps you excited every day? Kasi dapat meron, no? Ganun ang buhay ni Kusyante. Dapat every day you should be excited. Dapat every day there are things that really keeps you going, no? There is something that that makes you look forward, no? Kasi kung wala po, medyo medyo matamlay yan. Medyo matamlay yan if there's nothing to be excited at. And ako personally, I always look for things that really excites me, no? And it could be a new concept, it could be a new idea, or it could be a new transaction, and it could be meeting new people, no? It could be meeting new people from time to time, and it's one way na you get yourself going, no? In the business. Kasi minsan medyo ano rin eh, medyo boring din, di ba? Boring din. Kasi ang ang ano mo talaga dito, kalaban mo dito when boredom gets in, when boredom sets in. And when you get the feeling na medyo bored ka na, well, that's gonna be a dangerous stage to be at. Because if you will be there, na you will feel na you are bored, magiging unproductive ka dyan. No? Magiging unproductive ka, magiging stagnant ang lahat ng mga gusto mong gawin. So, find ways to keep the excitement, to keep the fire burning ba? Kagaya ng relationship, no? Gaya ng relationship, husband and wife relationship, you've got to find ways in order to keep the excitement going. Kasi kung wala ho, eventually, everything, magda-die up yan. So everything, the next thing you know is, magpaplato po yan ang relationship. So exactly, that's just the same, no, with what with what actually we are getting into. Ganon din sa negosyo. No? Ganon din sa negosyo, exactly. You've got to do things that will really keep you excited, that will keep you moving. Kasi kung wala po yun, napaka-dry, no? It's gonna be a very dry season, kumbaga, dry moment. So, okay. So, who's here ba, no? And by the way, if you have friends na wanting to join with us here, let them attend. No, let them attend. Wala naman tong exclusivity, wala naman tong bayad, no? Wala naman tong membership fee, no? And in fact, this is very applicable to any type of businesses na meron sila. So, ang agenda natin dito na makakatulong, no? So, sige, mag-shout out muna tayo. Mary Ann Quintinita from Balamban, no? Milbert Taneo from here, Mandawi City. Ruela Corazza Buntilao, no? Yan, from Compostela. Si Helen from Quezon City. Yan, si Julius, ito, mga fans ko to eh. Si Charlie Laganzon, no? Thank you for ito si Charlie, faithful attendee natin to. Si Ma'am Elvira Mayo, ito din, no? Tapos, who else is here? Ayan, ayan, si Mel Berdan, nandito na rin. Ayan. Sino pa bang nandito? Maricel Sunggahid, nandito na rin. Ayan. Yan, si Sir Boy. Nako, nandito si Sir Boy. Tapos, who else is here? Si Catrice, no? Catrice Saison is also here. Yan. So, itong topic na to, na pinag-usapan natin on the topic on entrepreneur, actually, nasa episode 17 na tayo eh. I was actually expecting na matatapos tayo on episode 20. Pero the way I look at it, ang dami pa pong dapat itatakol. So I think hindi po ako matatapos ng episode 20. Aabutin siguro ako ng episode 30, no? But again, I don't have the intention to really speed it up. Ang intention ko is that there would be a learning at tapos mamasticate natin, no? Mamasticate natin yung uh, information. So, kumbaga ma-digest ng todo-todo, hustong-husto ba? Okay, who else is here? We have here Noel Maglasang, no, from Danao. So, nako, happy ako nandito si Noel, no? Ito gabi-gabi si Noel ito, hinahanap ko to parati. Sino pa bang nandito? Yan, si Lynn Dolugin, no, from Bohol. Alam mo may mga faithful attendee tayo dito eh. Hinahanap-hanap ko yan every night eh. So, tuloy lang po tayo kasi ito namang ginagawa natin. This is a journey eh. No? This is a journey. Yan, si Ma'am Feli. Thank you, Ma'am Feli, no, for joining with us here tonight. Who else is here? Okay. So ngayon po, pagpapatuloy po natin yung pinag-usapan natin on the principles, the few basic principle of the business na itatakol po natin. Yan, kasama natin si Betchay, nandito rin si Betchay. Hello, Betchay, no? Okay. So, we're gonna be talking about the principle. We already have discussed about revisiting the vision. We already talked about how important it is, especially when you start the business. It is important that you know where you're going. A lot of people get into the business, but exactly they don't know their destination. So kaya in the middle of the journey, they sidetrack, they stop, they quit, or probably do other things because visions were not been defined clearly, no, from the start. Sorry. So that's how important vision is. The moment you define it, na alam mo talaga kung ano yung direction, yung punteriya mo, all of your actions will be in cadence to all of those goals, towards the goal, no? Lahat po yan will be moving towards the goal. Okay? Then pinag-usapan natin kahapon, yesterday, yung success seeks opportunity. The more we walk into the journey of becoming an entrepreneur, the easier it becomes for us to spot opportunities. Dati medyo mahirap, dati medyo hindi po tayo ganun ka-quick mag-isip or tumingin ng mga opportunities sa kaliwa, sa kanan. Ngayon, as you continue to your walk in becoming an entrepreneur, it will become more and more faster for you to spot opportunities. So hindi na po siya, kumbaga, hindi na siya kailangan pa talagang mag-e-effort ka para ma-identify mo yung mga opportunities. So ngayon medyo mabilis na, no? Mabilis ka nang makapag-identify. Okay? So ngayon dito na po tayo sa principle number 3. Ito, delegate and decentralize. Okay? Now, etong word na to, ano lang kasi to actually hinimay ko yung word na to, pero yung concept na pag-uusapan natin dito is nandun sa management and more or less with the impact on leverage. Para medyo maintindihan talaga natin how we are going to really leverage. Kasi parati nating naririnig leverage. Ano ba yung proseso niyang leverage na yan, no? So ngayon unti-unti nating titingnan. So tinatawag ko tong principle na to na delegate and decentralize. Okay. Most of the common, should I say, mistakes of entrepreneurs. Now, number one, the moment na nasa startup ka, it is important that you know everything with regards to the business. Kumbaga, hands-on. Okay? So, all aspects of the business dapat alam mo. Okay? In my case, being in the real estate business, inalam ko yung ins and outs of the business kasi I started from the ground. So, alam ko the transaction, how to do it with the client, to the developers, and so on and so forth. So, it is important that at an early stage, you really know the ground rules, kumbaga. No? That is very important, that you know all the ground rules. That is the reason why, if you take notice, even the rich conglomerate, no, itong mga mayayaman na mga negosyante, itong sina Henry C, sina Lucio Tan, yung mga anak nila ay actually pinagpatrabaho po nila doon sa pinagpatrabaho nila doon sa mga kumpanya nila, not as executives, not as managers, but in fact they started actually from the ground zero. In fact, naalala ko po dati when if my memory serves me right, yung isa sa anak ni Henry C, yung si Han C, when she gets into the family business na, her first job was actually in the his first job was actually in the warehouse. Doon talaga siya sa warehouse, no, warehouse man siya. So that's where he started, and move around the departments until he gets to where he is right now. So exactly, I believe Henry C during that time wanting to teach his children from the grassroots, no? Dapat maintindihan talaga nila ang mechanics ng business. And that's exactly what we should be doing, no? Now, if you are new into whatever field that you are in right now, kahit anong negosyo po 'yan, real estate, insurance, car business, network marketing, at an early stage, you got to be hands-on. No, very important po 'yan. Why? Because in being hands-on, that's actually making yourself familiar, no? Making yourself familiar with the business. Hold on. Okay. You're making yourself familiar with the business. Then eventually, since na-expose ka dun sa baba, you get to understand the entire or the totality of the operation. You can never really understand the entirety of the operation not unless you were really able to go through. Okay? Importante po yun. Importante po yun kasi meron talagang mga operational principles that the only way for you to know it is when you are there. No? So kung wala ka doon at hindi mo siya nakikita, yes, you may be able to understand theoretically, but iba pa rin po yung you are able to do it na actual. Kaya nga meron talagang mga OJT eh. Why? Because actual yun eh. Mas madaling maintindihan. So ito yung unang pag-uusapan. This is the principle that we're gonna be talking tonight. No, it's gonna be about delegate and decentralize. No? So ano yung i-delegate at ano yung mga i-decentralize. Okay. Now, in delegating and decentralizing, it is important that the leader or the entrepreneur needs to trust their team. Kailangan mo talagang ibigay yan. No? Now, alam ko po, ako being an entrepreneur myself, this is actually, hindi naman siguro struggle, but this is actually isa sa mga pinakamahirap gawin. Kasi sanay na sanay ka sa negosyo, kabisadong-kabisado mo ang negosyo, the ins and outs of that you know exactly when you are going to ask someone to do it for you, hindi ka mapakali. Your mind is actually thinking kung makakaya ba niya or hindi. And sometimes, you get pissed off, nagagalit ka, nag-aaburido ka, kasi may mga ginagawa na hindi ginawa the way you want it. Okay. Now, nandun na po ako dyan. No? Nandun na po ako sa ganun na konsepto. Now, ito, I will share to you my experience. Okay, I will share to you my experience. Right after I move out of Pepsi Cola, meron kasi akong I am doing real estate, but on the other hand, I am also doing some other traditional businesses. Okay, magkasabay yun. Okay. Now, isa sa mga traditional business na pinasok ko while doing real estate business is actually naging Pepsi Cola distributor dito sa Mandaue. Kasi galing ako ng isang operator dito sa Mandaue, and nag-distributor ako diyan, operator. So may 4 na rota ako diyan, 4 na route track. And because medyo familiar ako on how the industry work and how it should be done and how the route is gonna be executed. Yung mga hina-hire ko na mga magiging route salesman, feeling ko na hindi nila nagagawa ng maayos yung gusto kong mangyari. Okay? So, sa halip na I'll be doing the management part kasi kabisado ko na eh. Sa halip na gagawin ko yung management part, I'm busy on the minor things na kaya naman gawin ng route salesman na 'yon. Because I have problem with, ganyan, trust issue, no? Ganon din ang nangyari when it comes to dito na sa negosyo ko, sa real estate. Ganon din. There are mga cases na I have to go there personally. I have to be, right on the ground, but not necessarily. Actually, I do some coaching right now, field coaching, but there are already people that can do it on the ground. Okay. Now, the reason why it is important that you've got to develop a certain level of trust to certain people whom you have confidence enough in training them, it's because you need to do something way greater than what they can do so that you can tend to accomplish dun sa vision mo, dun sa goal. Because if you will be caught up on doing all other things, all the minute things, sino yung magtatrabaho sa vision? Sino yung magtatrabaho ng goal sa kumpanya? Sino yung magda-drive ng kumpanya na to or ng negosyo na to kung saan to dapat patutungo? Di wala. Kasi busy ka sa dapat na gawin. Ito, let me share to you the story. Nandito si Mel Birdan eh. Okay. Ano ko lang to ha, i-share ko lang. Mel, give me permission to share ha. Give me permission to share. Tanungin ko muna. Mel, okay lang ba mag-share ako doon sa mga labada issue mo dati? Okay? Tanungin ko lang muna ha, para at least magkakaroon ako ng clearance. Okay? Mel, is it okay? I'm gonna share the labada thing, no? The labada, yan. It means okay. Okay, ganito yan. On early stage of the real estate business, ito si Mel Birdan, nakitaan ko na ng potential that she's a builder, that she can build the business. Now, different people, different sets of skills, no? Now, I have noticed some strength, and also she has also her own shares of weaknesses. But the strength that I wanted to explore is ang pagka-builder niya. Yun ang gusto kong i-explore. So ngayon, I coach her on things that she needs to do in order for her business to grow. And ito, I am pissed off, no? Nagagalit ako because she's not able to do things na dapat sanang gawin para doon sa pagpapalago ng negosyo because nauubos ang oras niya sa kalalaba. Grabe. Maubos ang almost practically the whole day or sabihin natin half day sa kalalaba, and hindi lang yan. Ewan ko ba, hindi ko maintindihan during that time na parang love na love talaga niya ang paglalaba. Para bang mamamatay siya kung hindi siya maglalaba on that day. Para bang everyday na dapat talaga siya gawin. So I get pissed off because I wanting to expand. I need leaders to go with me in order to expand the business, and I have to bring in a handful of people to help me carry out the vision. Here comes the one na target ko na pwedeng makasama ko sa pag-expand, pero busy naman sa paglalaba. So, ito yung sinabi ko sa kanya literally. How much would you wanna earn? Tinanong ko sa kanya, how much ba ang gusto mong kitain? So nag-usap kami, sabi niya, ito yung plano ko, Sir Joe, ganyan-ganyan. Well, what if I can show you that you can make that money, but you've got to give up one thing? So nagtanong siya, ano daw yung i-give up? Sabi ko, yung laba. Alam mo ano yung reason niya? Bakit siya ang maglalaba? Kasi she doesn't trust na magpa-laundry. Ano kasi, Sir Joff, ayaw ko magpa-laundry kasi hindi malinis. Inis na ako, galit na ako. Para bang, hello, may sabon yan, may disinfectant yan, may ano yan, may ano yung tawag nun, downy. Anong hindi malilinis? Makina yan, machine yan, malilinis yan. It took me quite a time to convince her na magpa-laundry ka na. Magpa-laundry ka because ang time na ginugugol mo dyan sa paglalaba na yan and you're doing it every day, ang laki nang nawala sa halip na pwede mong i-grow ang business mo para may pangbayad ka dyan sa laundry mo. And true enough, she was able to let go and concentrate on things that are and that is important for the business. So ito yung gusto kong makita nyo. The reason why we are caught up in doing the things, the minute things, na ito naman ay talagang, hindi naman sabihin hindi importante, kasi on the way I look at that thing, is importante namang maglaba siya. But there has to be a way wherein ma-accomplish niya both, na ma-accomplish ang paglaba, at the same time, ma-accomplish niya ang pagpalago ng negosyo niya. So binigyan ko siya ng total, magkano bang gastos sa laundry? Sige, para mas makakatipid ka, sige, wag mo nang ipa-fold, wash na lang. Wash and dry lang. Okay, so yan, wash and dry. Wag mo nang ipa-fold. Ito yung savings mo, ito yung posibleng expenses mo sa isang buwan. Pero, ito rin yung pwede mong kitain pag naitayo mo na yung negosyo mo. Kasi pag naitayo mo na yan, kaya mo nang bumili ng mga washing machine kahit 10. And that's what I'm trying to pinpoint, that sometimes you need to trust people to do those things for you, so that you can concentrate on things that are really important. No? Because we as entrepreneurs, we have bigger goals, and that bigger goal is our direction, and that bigger goal is our agenda. No, yun po yung pinaka-agenda natin why we are doing this one. Okay? So, friends, ito lang po yun, no? Ito lang po yung gusto kong makita nyo. Put the prioritization. Put the priority, no? Natakol na natin yan the last time. Ayan, tingnan ko na yung sabi ni Mel. That's the real story. But I've realized later na dapat mo build ko para sa business. Yes, that's exactly. And now, she's enjoying. Alam mo, sabi ko sa kanya, if you hadn't listened to me, you will not enjoy the kind of income you're enjoying right now. Sinabihan ko siya, kung hindi ka nakinig sa akin noon, hindi mo kinikita ang income mo ngayon. And that's exactly my point. Develop a certain trust level. No? And sometimes we entrepreneurs had a hard time doing that. Okay? Now, always remember that there are skills among our people within our team. Now, if you're going to take a look at our team, there are certain skills there. May mga abilidad po yung mga tao natin. Now, I believe most of you are building your team. No? Regardless of what business you are in, you are building your team and you are having people. Di ba? Para maliwanag, no? Because marami sa atin ngayon dito na nasa real estate business. Itong kasama natin sa mastermind, nasa real estate business, nasa network marketing business, nasa insurance business, meron pa dito na mga online business. But we've got to understand that lahat po ng negosyo na yan involves people. Involves people. Either ito directly na empleyado mo or ito ay mga downlines mo. You have to understand that these people has an innate ability. Meron po yang abilidad. Now, ang goal mo, ito yung pinaka-role mo. Tandaan mo to. Ang role ng entrepreneur ay i-identify ang skill na yan para ang skill ng mga tao, ng mga downlines mo, yung mga tao mo, yung team mo ba, may mga kanya-kanyang skills man yan. Ang goal mo is paano mo ito pagsamahin para ito ay mag-produce ng mas malaki pang resulta. Yun ang tawag po doon ay synergy. Now, yung goal mo dito is paano mo sila i-synergize. Okay? Di ba? Marami kang downlines, no? Iba-ibang strength po yan. Iba-ibang kakayahan. Hindi naman po pwedeng lahat ay pareho. So may mga kaibahan talaga dyan. Now, your goal as an entrepreneur is to make them work as one. How are, pagsama-samahin mo yan sila so that they can synergize. Ano yung resulta? Mas malaki pa ang magiging resulta. No? So, dapat, entrepreneur, keen po tayo dyan sa ating mga observation. Okay? Now, let's go. Mga precepts, no? Or the mga general concept. The precept number 1, shattering the tyranny of decision-making. Okay. Now, dahil tayo po yung pinaka-dominant figure sa negosyo, bawat isa sa atin, ikaw, ako, tayong lahat dito, at a certain role sa buhay natin sa negosyo, tayo ang dominant figure. Ikaw ang dominant figure sa team mo. Diba? Let's say, for example, si Milbert, may mga downline to. Siya ang dominant figure sa downlines niya. Si Mel, may downline yan. Siya ang dominant figure sa mga downline niya. Si Sheila, siya ang dominant figure sa mga downline niya. Si Maricel Calumba, siya ang dominant figure sa mga downline niya. In short, bawat isa sa atin, the moment na meron ka ng downlines, meron ka ng team, you are the dominant figure. Okay. Now, hindi po kasi ibig sabihin na pag ikaw ay nag-delegate, ikaw ay nagbigay ng responsibilidad sa mga downline mo, hindi po ibig sabihin niya nawawala na po yung control mo. Okay. Liwanagin natin yan, ha. This is not about controlling people, but this is about empowering people. Hindi po ibig sabihin na kung ikaw ang i-delegate mo yung ibang mga responsibility, ay nawawalan ka na ng control sa bawat isa. Hindi po yan. Mali po yung konsepto na yan. Mali po yung analysis na yan. So, let's going to dissect it out para medyo maintindihan natin. Okay. Now, number 1, you need to understand that you need to turn over some of the authority for making decision. Now, kaibigan, you need to understand na hindi lahat ng bagay ay ikaw ang magde-decide. Naku, mapapagod ka niyan. If ikaw, sa lahat ng bagay, ikaw ang magde-decide. Now, for those people who have been working with me, alam nila that I have given them authority to decide on certain things. And I allow them to make the decision. At minsan, sinasabi ko pa nga sa kanila, mag-decide kayo, sagot ko yung decision mo. So, suportahan ko yan. Bakit to? Because if you have a downline or if you have a team member na binigyan mo ng authority na mag-decide, be sure that you will be at the back of that decision so that magkakaroon siya ng kumpiyansa na mag-decide. Kasi kung hindi mo siya i-back up ng confidence, ay hindi siya magde-decide. Lahat ng mga bagay na gusto niyang gawin, itatanungin ka niya. Para bang may pagkain dito, may kutsara, para bang hindi siya makapag-decide sa sarili niya at tatanungin ka pa na, Sir, kailangan bang isubo ko tong pagkain? Parang ganon. And that's gonna be the most stupid thing that we're going to do. We give them some role, we give them some parameters, then we allow them to make the decisions. Ganun po yun. Okay. Bigyan ko kayo ng example. Now, in the case of, in any of the businesses, in any of the businesses, in my real estate business, may nilagay po tayo ng mga supervisors, managers, and consultants, at mayroon pa po tayong mga BDMs. In those key people, they make decisions on certain things. And pag minsan, ako ay tinatanong nila, binabalik ko sa kanila yung tanong because I want them to decide. There was even a time on the early onset of the BDM program. Akalain mo, ultimo, PKS at Saitor, magpapaalam pa sa akin at ako ang magde-decide kung kailan mag-PKS at kailan mag-Saitor. At always kung binabalik sa kanila yan, you make decision when. Kailan mo gusto. Hindi ako, ikaw. Kasi ikaw ang BDM dyan, ikaw ang responsible dyan, ikaw ang representative natin sa developer na yan, then you have to make the decision. At first, naku, bumabalik sa akin, Sergio, magpapiki-S daw si ano. Oh, kailan pwede? Hello? Ikaw kaya ang BDM, hindi ako. So ikaw nakipag-usap diyan, so ikaw ang mag-decide kung kailan. Tingnan mo yung schedule. Then tingnan mo yung bakante. Lagay mo doon. We allow them to make decisions. And we back up on those decisions. Dito naman, sa JStore business ko. Sa JStore business, kung nakikita nyo po, unti-unti ko pong nilalagay na po yun ang mga layers. Okay, di ba? Now, ngayon, nag-create na ako ng group chat. Request for subsidy group chat. Kasi nakikita ko parami na. So ngayon, I need to slowly put up the system so that everyone will be empowered to transact. Ngayon, with regards to subsidy, ako pa lang ang nagtatransact. Lahat dito, nagtatraffic lahat sa akin. Now, I wanted to grow this business. Pero hindi ko mapag-grow to kung ako ay nakatali. So, I need to, anong gagawin ko? I need to untie. I need to give certain authority to certain people on matters of transactions para medyo mababawasan yung magiging physical transactions ko. Not that I wanting to let go of myself on those, but there are important things that I really wanted to do. Yun. Kasi may goal ako eh. May goal ako for all of us. Na gusto ko bawat isang downline dito sa JStore ay gusto kong makabuild ng grupo. So right now I'm trying to strategize everything. So ganun po 'yon, no? Ganun po 'yon. This is exactly what I'm telling you, that the moment na meron ka ng mga tao sa baba, that's the time na unti-unti mo silang i-develop na to handle some or to take ownership of certain decisions, no? When that happens, your business, kung ikaw ay nakatali yung mga kamay mo sa mga maliliit na bagay na ikaw lahat ang magdedesisyon, now, ito yung kaibigan ang mangyayari. Your business won't grow if you do everything by yourself. Remember that. Ang negosyo na meron ka ngayon, hindi po yan lalaki kung ikaw lahat ang gumagawa. So kung ikaw ngayon ang gumagawa lahat dyan sa negosyo mo, matakot ka. Kasi, I'm sorry to tell you, your business will not grow. No? Kasi, in order for the business to grow, you need people to help you out on other functions. Ulitin ko ha, in order for your business to grow, you need to have people to help you on other functions. Or else, nakatali yung kamay mo, nakatali yung paa mo, paano ka gagalaw dyan? Okay? So that's very important. Okay? That's very important. So be on top of that. Okay? Now, learn to let go. No? Learn to let go of other things to do more important things. You know what? Ito kasi yung ano eh. Tayo kasi, we have an innate response na hindi tayo madaling mag-let go. Ayaw nyo kasing mag-move on eh. Ayaw nyo mag-move on. Ayaw nyo mag-let go. Learn to let go. Learn to move on. Because you have more important things to do. Remember, your goal is not just for you to achieve your goal, but to make sure that everyone in your group achieves the goal. So hindi lang po to ikaw. The issue here is not just about you. The issue here is you have a vision, you have a goal, and you need to bring these people with you into that goal. Now, paano mo yan magagawa kung gusto mo pangatawanan lahat? Sa tingin mo, kaya mong pangatawanan lahat? Well, hindi. You can never be in all functions at all time. You just cannot. Hindi po pwede. No? So dapat we need to understand slowly right now that there are important things that you need to do para you will be able to accomplish your goal. No, so let go. No, learn to let go. Kaya nga gusto ko yung kanta ng ano eh, yung ano ba yun, Frozen? Let it go. Let it go. Tama ba yung ano ko? Tono? Parang hindi, no? Sorry ah. So learn to let go. Precept number 2. Get a specialist to ease your burden. Okay. Now, remember, sabi ko kanina, dyan sa team mo, di ba may team ka. No? So bawat isa sa atin may team. Sa team mo, may mga maabilidad dyan. Identify mo yung mga abilidad. Ayan, ito yung mga abilidad nila. O, ito, mga magagaling to. Kasi bilang isang entrepreneur, bilang isang leader, hindi naman kailangan talaga ikaw ang magaling sa lahat eh. Hindi kailangan. Kasi ako, I always understand that there are things that I am not good at. No? And because I am not good in that area, hindi ako magpaka marunong doon sa area na hindi ko kabisado. So you need to identify the people that are good at. Saan ba ito magaling? Ito, saan ba ito magaling? Ano ba to? Babasahin ko dito muna. Kasi na-enjoy ako. Ikaw, ma'am, let go na lagi, sige laba. Sama Ramon ni PPI Michelle, sige laba. Ito talaga yung laba. Example lang yung laba. No? Isang example ko lang. So, you need to identify specialist. Yung mga magagaling sa grupo mo. Hindi naman magaling talaga, but merong kakayahan. No? Merong kakayahan. I believe, ako naniniwala ako kasi na bawat isa sa atin ay may abilidad eh. Hindi ko lang alam kung ano, pero ikaw as a leader, as an entrepreneur, leading your team, dapat i-develop mo ang skill na ma-identify kung ano yung mga ability nila, yung mga abilidad nila. Then, let them work on those abilities. Now, let them work according to those abilities. Okay, now, let me show you some concept in people development. And this is how it, this is how it works, and this is how it goes. So, dali palakihin ko. In the concept of people development, you can never really detach itong tinatawag nating education at saka training. Hindi mo pwedeng i-detach yan. Now, this is a cycle. No? Ang people development is a vicious cycle. Okay. Now, etong cycle na to ay tuloy-tuloy to at iikot-ikot yan. No? Educate, train. Pag ito ay sila na train na, sila ay empower na dun sa mga gusto nilang gagawin. And because they are empowered to do things dun sa negosyo or sa mga activities nyo, then greatly they will be rewarded. No, ano yung mga forms of reward nila? Now, it could be monetary or it could be recognitions. Bottom line, they were recognized and they were rewarded. Now, wala ka bang nahalata na pagdating sa reward, ibalik naman ulit sa education? Bakit ganon? Because the moment you were trained and you are empowered on certain things, syempre kumita ka, reward eh. May kumita ka na, na-recognize ka na, hindi ka pwedeng huminto sa pag-educate sa sarili mo. Ito yung problema natin. Ito yung kadalasan problema. Makinig ng mabuti. Ang problema natin dito ay by the time na kumita ka na, ay huminto ka rin sa pag-i-educate ng sarili mo. You stop learning. Hindi ka na mag-attend ng mga trainings, hindi ka na mag-attend ng seminar, kailangan ka pang tawagan para mag-attend lang. Hindi ka na conscious na dapat kang matuto at all times. So anong nangyari? The cycle stops. What will happen if the cycle stops? Everything down the line stops. You get it? So if you really wanted to develop more people in your organization, well, you should not stop learning, training yourself, so that you keep empowering yourself and other people, and you get the people's reward, and you get your reward. And as you get your reward, you continue learning. Learn, learn, learn. Pero ang problema, we stop. Kasi, alam ko na yan. O, diyan tayo magka-problema naman kasi. Balik naman tayo doon sa discuss natin kagabi. Yung AKNY. Alam ko na yan attitude. The more you earn, the more you should be learning. Because if you want the cycle to continue, to keep on moving, yan, to keep on moving, then you keep on moving. Because what you will do to yourself is what your team will going to copy. Okay, ha? What you do to yourself is what your team will going to copy. So anong mangyari? Everything stops. When you stop learning, everything stops. You know what? I've been in the real estate business for 10 years already. I've been in my JStore network marketing business for 5 years. Nakita nyo, I stayed long enough in businesses. But in all of these, in these two lang ha, marami naman ako negosyo na pinag-atinan. In these two businesses that I have, the real estate business and my JStore business, I never stop learning. I keep on learning. In fact, just last night, right after our mastermind class, there's a new what do you call this? A new new training and seminar by Chinkitan, and I enrolled, and I paid around 1,590, I guess. And I said, because I always do, no, I always do. Pag may nakikita ako ng mga ganun na mga seminars, I always do. And 2 days ago, I listened to Feeble Lim. No, I enrolled to Feeble Lim, isang online marketer na medyo magaling sa mga sales process. So, nag-enroll ako. Because I need to learn. I paid because wala namang libre talaga. I paid, and ayun, may nakuha akong idea. And there's a lot of things that you really wanted to learn. Hindi mo makukuha yan sa isang upuan na isang upuan, alam mo na lahat, hindi. So that's a cycle. So if you really wanted to develop yourself, and your people will be developed as well, then you've got to keep on doing this one. Nakikita mo, yung araw na yan, it never stops. The arrow never stops. It keeps on moving all round and round. So if it keeps on moving all round and round, it only means one thing. Learning should never stop. Diba? Okay. So when you develop your team, you can focus leading them. This is what will happen. If you develop your team, pag na-develop na sila, then you can focus on leading your team. Alam mo ang mangyayari pag hindi mo sila dinidevelop, hindi mo sila pinapa-attend ng mga trainings and seminars, you will end up doing everything sa buong organization mo. Kasi hindi nila alam eh. Hindi nila alam. Ikaw lahat ang gumagawa. Ito yung exactly, ito very real ito sa real estate business, very real ito. The reason why yung mga downlines ninyo ay parating tanong ng tanong sa inyo kasi hindi nyo tinuturuan kung ano dapat ang gagawin. I mean, you did not develop them to be entrepreneurs. Dinidevelop nyo sila na maging ahente sunod-sunuran sa inyo mali yun. If you wanted to really make your business grow, you develop them to become entrepreneurs so that they themselves will really know the process. Ganon din sa network marketing business. Not until they know the process, well, the business na really never really go up So they have to know. They have to reach into a certain level that they will know. Hindi mo naman, gaya ng bata. Ang isang baby ba, pakakainin mo diretso ng kanin? Hindi naman. Lugaw muna. Yung pwede niyang kainin. Ganon din sa mga downlines natin. Unti-unti, ibibigay mo yung instructions, sundan mo, follow through mo, para makita mo kung eto ba ay nagagawa nila. Pag nakita mong natututo na sila, huwag mong spoon feed. Hayaan mo silang mag-grow according to what they have learned. One step at a time. Diba? Until eventually, kabisado na nila ang negosyo. No? Para ikaw ay makapag-concentrate ka on leading the entire organization, the team ba? Because always remember, you have a goal. May agenda ka eh. May goal ka. Pero, the goal is not for you to reach the goal, but your goal is for your team na makarating din sila doon. Di ba? Your goal is to bring your team to the destination. Dapat makarating din sila. Okay? When that happens, well, your business grow. When that happens, you will be able to grow your business. Kayo ba, gusto nyo bang i-grow ang business nyo or hindi? Ito na lang, tanungin ko. Sino ba dito sa inyo ngayon, there are around 40 people of us here, sino ba dito sa inyo ngayon, you say yes, ang gusto nyong i-grow ninyo ang business nyo? Sino ba dito ang gustong i-grow ang business? Can you type yes if you're interested to grow your business? Si Mel lang ang gustong i-grow ang business? Yes, si Maricel gusto niyang i-grow ang business. Yung iba ho, gusto ba ninyong i-grow yung business nyo? Si Melbert gusto, si Rowena gusto, si Ivydale gusto, si Julius gusto, si Arnella gusto. Yan. Si Ann gusto, si Nancy gusto, si Janet gusto. Now, if you wanted to grow your business, then never stop learning. Because it all begins there eh. Diyan actually mag-uumpisa. And that's the reason why you're not getting, or you're not moving forward, because yung learning mo kasi on and off eh. Okay? Na kung sasabihin mo sa akin na nagsawa ka sa ka-attend ng seminar at training, siguro kung may magsawa dito, hindi kayo, ako ang unang magsawa dapat. Tama po ba? Kasi if there's really, to be honest, if there is really people na dapat magsawa talaga na mag-attend, it's not actually you. It's actually me. Because I've been doing this for X number of years already. Kakalain mo? Ilang taon na. Ilang taon ko nang ginagawa to. And you know what? I never recall a day na I'm not doing something. Either it's learning or implementing what I have learned. I always do something. And when you grow your business, then definitely you reach your goal. Di ba bottom line, we wanted to reach our goal? And remember this, you can never reach your goal unless you grow your business. You need to understand that in the process of growing, hindi mo pwedeng iisang tabi ang learning and training. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin ba na pwede ko namang mag-grow, Sir Job, kahit walang mga training na yan, nakakapagod yung mga training, nagsawa na kami sa kapakikinig sa iyo, Sir Job, sa totoo lang. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin yun. Pwede naman kayong hindi makinig sa akin, pwede naman kayong humanap ng ibang trainer. Honestly. There are so many good speakers in YouTube right now, actually. And you can learn from them. You can definitely learn from them. But if nagsawa kayo sa akin, find a good mentor, find a good speaker, please don't stop learning. Yun lang. No? Kasi minsan naisip ko rin, baka hindi na to nag-a-attend sila, baka nagsawa na sa akin. Well, you can find other mentors. What is important lang, that you keep on training yourself, you keep on growing, because if you are not, you're not going to reach your goal. You're not going to reach your goal. Ang agenda natin dito is to reach our goal. Okay? Precept number 3. Aligning people in the right direction. Okay. Di ba may mga downlines tayo? May mga teammates kayo. Okay. Now, ang goal natin, na itong mga ka-team mo ay kailangan mo ma-align sa goal mo, sa direction mo. Because ikaw ngayon ang driver eh, 'di ba? Ikaw ngayon ang driver. Kumbaga, may bus. Okay, may bus, ikaw ang driver ng bus at ito yung pasahero mo. Ang team mo, sila yung pasahero mo. Now, number 1, bilang isang driver, alam mo kung saan ka papunta. Okay, ito yun ha. Now, hindi sapat na marunong kang mag-drive lang. Kaya, ulitin ko, hindi siya sapat na marunong ka lang mag-drive. Bakit hindi sapat ang marunong lang mag-drive, Joff? Okay? Bigyan ko kayo ng example. Sabihin natin, si Milbert, marunong siyang mag-drive ng bus. So ngayon, kinuha niyo si Milbert. Okay. Kinuha niyo si Milbert. Milbert, marunong ka man mag-drive ng bus. Pwede bang ipag-drive mo kami? So, ngayon, sinabihan niyo si Milbert. Milbert, ipag-drive mo kami. Gusto naming pumunta sa Oslob. Ayan ha. Sinabihan niyo si Milbert. Milbert, ipag-drive mo kami ng sasakyan na yan. Gusto naming pumunta sa Oslob. Expert driver si Milbert. Marunong mag-drive si Milbert. So ngayon, umupo na si Milbert, magda-drive na si Milbert, sumakay na lahat ng team sa bus or sa van. Ngayon, pagsakay ni Milbert, hindi rin siya nagtatanong, drive lang siya. Papunta siya ng Mandawi. Pardon sa mga hindi taga Cebu ha. Punta siya ng Mandawi, nakarating na siya ng Konsolasyon, Liluan. Yung mga nakasakay naman, wala rin pakialam. Kasi si Milbert, expert driver eh. Alam ni Milbert na mag-drive. Driver si Milbert eh. Ngayon, kahit marunong mag-drive si Milbert, hindi siya makakarating ng Oslob. Makakarating siya Bugo, pero hindi siya makakarating ng Oslob. Bakit? Bakit hindi siya makakarating ng Oslob na marunong naman siyang mag-drive? Marunong nga siya nga mag-drive, pero hindi naman alam niya ang direksyon. Oh, yun, exactly my point. Hindi sapat na may alam ka. Hindi sapat na nakatraining ka na alam mo na ang direksyon. So una, alamin mo ang direksyon mo. Alam mo yung goal mo, alam mo yung vision mo, kaya nga revisiting the vision ang una eh. So alam mo. Now the next role here is i-pass on mo ang goal na to sa mga pasahero mo. Oy, pasahero ha. Ito yung direksyon natin papuntang Oslob. Dadaan tayo ng Talisay, Minglanilla, Naga, and so on and so forth hanggang makakarating tayo ng Oslob. Ngayon, sasabihan mo yung pasahero mo. Pasahero, pupunta tayo ng Oslob. Ang gagawin natin, sasakay tayo sa bus na to, papuntang Talisay. Ito yung daan papuntang Talisay. Kasunod nito ay Minglanilla. Kasunod nito, Naga. Tapos San Fernando. Tapos Karkar. O, ngayon, ang nagmamaneho, alam ni Milbert paano magmaneho, alam niya ang direksyon papuntang Oslob, naka-align ang mga isipan ng mga miyembro na papunta silang Oslob at ito yung daan. So ngayon, kung si Milbert ay biglang liliko Ang mga nakasakay ay sasabihin, Bert, hindi naman yan ang papuntang Oslo eh. Ito naman eh. Oh. Bakit ganun ang mangyayari? Because naka-align ang mga tao sa iisang direksyon. Okay, nakuha nyo ba? Now, as you have your team, as you build your team, it is important na very important na i-communicate mo ang direction from time to time. Ano ba ang dapat nyong gagawin? Ano ba ang mga pasikot-sikot na mga gagawin ninyo? Ano ba ang mga activity? At ito ay patuloy mong i-communicate kasi alam mo, ito yung direksyon, ito yung puntarya mo, ito yung goal mo. Okay? So gumawa ka ng mga bagay-bagay, activity, event, or kung ano-ano, kasi gusto mong makarating doon. Diba? At dapat yung mentalidad nila ay pareho sa iyo. Okay. Now remember this. Entrepreneurs entrust the day-to-day operations to the expert, di ba? Ito yung sinabi natin na kung ano yung mga abilidad ng ka-team mo, hayaan mo, i-delegate mo sa kanila. And ikaw, you work on aligning and focusing the team, your team, into the right direction. So, yung mga nitty-gritty, yung mga maliliit na mga bagay-bagay sa araw-araw sa negosyo mo, ibigay mo na yun sa mga may alam doon para ikaw na leader makapag-concentrate ka sa mga bagay-bagay na dapat mo talagang pag-concentratean. Okay? Ayun o. Entrepreneurs entrust the day-to-day operation to the expert and work on aligning and focusing their team into the right direction. So ikaw na bilang leader, ang tutok mo ay i-align sila doon sa direksyon na gusto mong marating. While yung ibang mga dapat na mga gawain ay i-delegate mo. I-delegate mo. You ask them to do it for you. Team effort. Team work. And when everybody's ability is ginagamit ng bawat isa towards a common goal, ang tawag po doon ay synergy. No, hindi synergy na team na ni Mel ha, yung word na synergy. Okay? So in short, you have more important things to do as a leader and as an entrepreneur. Kasi minsan nakakalimutan yan. Okay? Alignment of thought process to capture the vision is what is it all about. Okay? May vision. May goal. Ito yung target. Ito yung direction. This is how you think. Ikaw, ako bilang isang negosyante, bilang isang leader, ganito ako mag-isip. Papunta sa goal na yan. Ang gusto kong mangyari, kung gaano ako mag-isip, ganun din mag-isip ang mga tao sa team ko. Okay? Nakuha nyo? Kung gaano ako mag-isip, dapat ganun din mag-isip ang mga tao sa team ko. Bakit importante yon? Importante yon because in order for us to accomplish the bigger goal, the bigger vision, dapat po, pareho po ang hakbang natin. Pag sinabi ng leader kaliwa, lahat kaliwa. Pag sinabi ng leader kanan, everyone is doing kanan. Pareho ang cadence ba? Pareha ng military. Pag sinabi ng kaliwa, kanan, kaliwa, kanan, kaliwa, kanan, all of the people in the platoon goes in the same direction. Move into the same direction. Halos kung titingnan mo yan sila, parang isang tao lang ang naglalakad. And that's exactly what I'm saying, na na-align ang thought process. So whether you belong to a different team, whether may kanya-kanyang mga team tayo, I mean, let's say for example, in the organization we have, may kanya-kanya tayong mga team, but we are moving towards one direction. So in short, gumawa tayo ng marketing plan. Anong ginawa natin? Gumawa tayo ng marketing plan para magkaroon ng pattern ang mga actions natin. Gumawa tayo ng mga programa para magkakaroon ng flow ang mga actions natin. Gumawa tayo ng mga ano bang tawag nito? Mga activities para the same ang mga patterns na gagawin natin. Lahat ng meron tayo is geared towards one thing, to accomplish a greater goal and a greater vision. Yun po yung agenda. Yun po yung agenda. And in order for us to get there, we've got to find ways in order for our actions to be one. That's the reason why, para alam natin yung punteriya natin, gumawa tayo ng marketing plan. Dito sa JStore, alam natin kung ano yung gusto natin kasi may marketing plan tayo na sinusunod. You get my point? That's exactly how it is. When we align our thought process, that eventually leads us to our vision. Remember this. People follow a leader who knows where he is going. Wala hong taong susunod sa isang tao na hindi niya alam kung saan siya papunta. Basic character po yan, basic ingredient po yan, basic qualification po yan. I will only follow a person who knows exactly where he is going. Kung hindi mo alam kung saan ka papunta, bakit ako susunod sa iyo? 'Di ba? Dalawa na tayong naligaw. And that's exactly what I'm pointing out. You need to settle to yourself muna kung ano yung gusto mo at alamin mo ano yung mga hakbang papunta po doon. Wala naman po kasing mangyayari nito overnight. Hindi po ito mangyayari overnight. But when you know where you are going, people will have the confidence, people will trust you because yun na nga eh. You know. May alam ka. And when that happens, as the people follow you, they get excited reaching to the next level. Alam mo bakit hindi excited yung mga downlines mo sa leadership mo? Number one, they don't know where you are going. Hindi nila alam kung ano yung gusto mong maabot. Diba? Ito, maliwanag to. People follow a leader who knows where he is going. And when you know where you are going, excited sila because alam nila na kung saan ka pupunta, maganda doon. Ba't naman ako maniniwala sa iyo? Ikaw nga, hindi mo alam kung saan ka pupunta. Ba't naman ako susunod sa iyo? Ba't naman ako mai-excite na gagawin ko ang mga bagay na dapat kong gawin? Kung ikaw mismo, wala ka eh. Walang kaplano-plano. One important key in order for your team to go to the next level is that you got to have an executionable plan. Because an executionable plan happens only kung maliwanag sa iyo ang direksyon na gusto mong tahakin. Kung hindi maliwanag yan, well, definitely, we will have a hard time. Mahirap po yun. Hindi po to parang piano na kung patugtugin mo para bang wido. Alam mo yung wido? Ang wido kasi na piano, magpatugtog ka ng wido nga piano. Walang nota yan. Kumbaga, pinapakiramdaman mo lang yan, pinapakinggan mo lang yan, na parang maganda ang tinig niyan, pero walang nota. So, hindi ka talaga sure kung eto ba talaga yung kahinatnan doon sa music na ginawa mo. And I always say this, if ganun ang sistema na parang wido lang, wala ka talagang clear-cut steps and direction, people will never know when to go to the next level. Hindi siya ma-excite. She will never or he will never be excited. You know what? Alam mo bakit dito? Tingnan niyo dyan sa real estate business natin. Tingnan niyo dyan. Di ba kayo nag-wonder kung bakit excited ang tao to go to the next level of becoming a supervisor, becoming a manager, becoming a consultant? Bakit ho? Because na-define eh. Na-define ang bawat stages. And everyone is excited kung where he is right now in the process. Excited siya. Sana nga ba ako sa proseso? Eto guys palakihin natin. Parating yung tinatanong kung bakit ang mga downline ko hindi active. Natanong nyo ba? Natanong nyo ba sa sarili nyo kung bakit ang downlines mo ay hindi active? O, ito na lang, magtanong na lang ako. Ano sa tingin mo ang reason kung bakit hindi sila active? Yes, may mga tao hindi talaga magiging active. Pero, natanong mo ba sa sarili mo kung bakit hindi sila naging active? Ano kaya sa tingin nyo? Can you share some insight? Ayan na, sinagot ni Mel. Di man sa active ang upline. Ripple effect, no? It's a ripple effect. Dapat alam mo talaga. Stages. Okay? Let's continue. Precept number 4. Ito na, motivate and empower. Okay. Now, we've been talking about motivation practically almost all the time. Hindi po mawawala ang discussion with regards to motivation and ayun, pag-empower. When we teach them, we empower them. Now, siguro, grabe, katutak na mga live seminars na ginawa natin para ma-motivate lang ang bawat isa. No? And if you notice it, na medyo kalmado na ako ngayon mag-present. Kasi I understand na there are people na, punong-puno na tayo sa motivations eh. Punong-puno na po tayo sa motivations. And we really need to understand kung ano ba ito talagang motivation. Ano ba yung magiging impact natin? Motivation number 1, hindi lang po ito para sa akin, hindi lang po ito para sa iyo, kundi para din sa mga downline mo. Para sa atin lahat to. Everybody wants to be motivated. Everybody has a source of motivation. It's either yung source of motivation nila, apply nila, kakilala nila, or anybody na nilook up nila. Either way, meron talagang silang source of motivation. But let's try to take a look at it. Ano ba tong motivate and empower? Okay. Now, meron po tayong dalawang klaseng motivation. Ito po yung extrinsic and intrinsic type of motivation. So, from the word itself, extrinsic meaning external, and itong isa naman intrinsic, ibig sabihin naman ito ay internal. Okay. Now, pag-usapan natin kung ano ang value ng motivation. Number 1, motivation serves, I think that's the only one for me, motivation serves as a fuel that eventually becomes your passion. Now, everybody needs fuel. In order for a car to run, it needs fuel. In order for the bulb to have lights, it needs to have an electricity. That's a fuel in itself. We need to have desire to fuel our actions. We need to be motivated in order for us to do something. It serves as our fuel. Now, let's take a look at extrinsic. Ano ba tong extrinsic motivation? Okay. Palakihin ko muna yung slide. Okay. Ang extrinsic motivation ay isang form of behavior na ma-motivate siya based on external rewards. Ano ba itong mga external? Pwedeng kasikatan, pwedeng pera. Kung ikaw estudyante, pwedeng grades. Pwedeng recognition, no? Mga praises. Now, in the business world, incentives, cash incentives are forms of extrinsic motivation. Kung makabenta ka ng isang house and lot, may incentives. That's a form of motivation. Kung ikaw sa J-Store naman, kung ikaw ay maka-recruit ng isa, meron kang referral bonus. That's an incentive. Pag nakadalawa ka, may pairing bonus. That's an incentive. Now, we are motivated most often than not on things like those. Wala pong masama po dyan. In fact, etong type of motivation na to have proven to be effective at a certain degree. Kasi nai-excite ka eh. No? Kasi etong mga reward system, ang tao kasi meron tayong yung Maslow's hierarchy of need eh. The reason why he wants that because meron siyang need na gusto niyang i-address. So whatever need is that, ang unang makikita niya is ito magiging source ng kasagutan sa mga need ko. So ma-motivate siya. Kakayod siya, magre-recruit ako ng marami kasi pag nang marami akong recruit, marami akong magiging override commission. Pag marami akong recruit sa JSTOR, marami akong pairing bonus. Oh. So di ba? Gaganahan ka. No, gaganahan ka kasi may reward. Now tingnan natin yung intrinsic, no? Ang intrinsic motivation, engage in a behavior because it is personally rewarding, not for an external reward. So ano to? Fulfillment. Yung fulfillment ba? Itong fulfillment, personal satisfaction po to. And most often than not, ito po yung driving force to keep you going even in moments na wala ka pang pera. Di ba? Hindi naman lahat tayo na mag-umpisa sa negosyo ay may pera ka kaagad. Di ba? Di ba? You get it? Hindi naman po lahat tayo na the moment na mag-start ka sa negosyo ay may pera ka lahat, may pera ka agad. Now, ang extrinsic, yun yung immediate na reward na in terms of cash or whatever. Etong intrinsic, iba to. Kasi personal satisfaction to eh. No? Kumbaga, may inner desire siya na naabot, nangyari. Kumbaga, ito yung ginagawa niya na happy siya. Yun ang intrinsic na mga motivation. Ang intrinsic motivation, ito po yung type of motivation that keeps you going even if wala kang pera. Okay? Diba, maririnig natin sometimes dito na ang meron tayo dito, negosyo, hindi lang po to pera-pera. Gusto rin nating makatulong. Anong tawag doon? Intrinsic yun. Okay? Hindi lang to pera-pera, but also, nakikita doon din po natin on how we become in the process. Anong tawag doon? Intrinsic yun. Hindi lang to pera-pera, but it's about achieving our dreams, having a comfortable life. I get to have time with my children. I get to enjoy a vacation with my family. I get to eat dinner with them together. So ano yun? Intrinsic motivations yun. Now, why is it important ang intrinsic? Kasi ang extrinsic kasi, if you don't get the money, you get discouraged. Ulitin ko ha. Ang extrinsic motivation, when you don't get the money, you get discouraged. Ang intrinsic motivation, money is not the issue. Okay? Money is not the issue, but what is the reason why you are there is the issue. Yun po yung kaibahan. Okay ha? Para maintindihan natin. Sa extrinsic po, pag hindi mo nakuha ang pera na gusto mo, you get discouraged and probably you look for another opportunity. Sa intrinsic motivation, ang pinaka-core po dun ay ang rason kung bakit ka nandyan in the first place. Ang rason kung bakit mo ginagawa ang negosyo na yan in the first place. Yan po yung intrinsic motivation. Okay? So, tingnan natin. This is actually, most commonly, ito yung sinasabi ko, na you need to know what is your why. Yan, ang intrinsic motivation ay ito po yung Why? What is your why? Alam mo, marami tayong mga dahilan eh. Marami tayong mga reasons. Marami tayong mga why kung bakit mo ginagawa ang opportunity na yan, actually. And I don't know I really don't know whatever reasons you have there. No. But this is what I always say. Ito yung parati kong sinasabi. Ikaw lang po ang nakakaalam niyan kung ano yung reason. Most of the time, you heard me in this seminar na may kinikwento ako na ito bang word na matinding pangangailangan. Now ngayon, I'll make you understand what is it, no? Okay. Now, if you are there with me right now, if nandyan pa po ba kayo? Mag-thumbs up daw kayo. Baka wala na kayo, no? Parang tahimik na eh. Nandyan pa ba kayo? Are you still there? Okay. Now, if you are still there, okay. Now, can you do this? Can you do this with me? Okay. Now, let's have this. Can you close your eyes? Close your eyes. Na you just listen to me, no? Okay, can you close your eyes? Okay, come on, let's close our eyes. Okay. I want you to close your eyes. Okay? Close your eyes. Now, as you close your eyes, I want you to imagine the story that I will tell you, that I will share to you. Now, as you close your eyes, I want you to internalize, gusto ko pong i-internalize ninyo ang kwento na isi-share ko. Actually, I'm about to end. But gusto ko lang ma-internalize to. Okay. Sige, let's start. Now, do me a favor. Close your eyes, no? Do it really. Close your eyes. Okay. Now, as you close your eyes, gusto kong i-imagine mo ang sarili mo na meron kang isang anak. Baby pa. Sanggol. Mga siguro one less than a year old. No? Sabihin na lang natin 6 months to 1 year old na baby. Meron ka. Na itong baby na to, imagine na ikaw ang nanay. Imaginein mo ang sarili mo na ikaw ang nanay ng baby na yan. Nung bago mong ipinanganak ang baby na yan, siyempre, bit mo. Pag umiyak yan, pinadede mo, pinagpapalit mo ng diaper, pinagdididi mo, kasi baby mo, kasi anak mo. At sabi nila na ang nanay, ang pinakamasayang moment sa buhay niya ay yung lumabas ang pinakaunang baby niya. Hindi niya alam kung ano yung gagawin, pero isa lang nasa isipan niya na kailangan niya itong buhayin. Ngayon, dahil sa tawag ng panahon na kailangan mo talagang maghanap buhay, kailangan mong kumita ng pera, napilitan kang magtrabaho. At itong baby mo, either ito ay iwanan mo sa kapatid mo, sa nanay mo, or Yaya, kumuha ka ng yaya na pwedeng magbantay ng baby mo. In short, nagtrabaho ka at naiwan ang baby sa kung sino. Alam ko masakit sa kalooban mo na iwan yung baby mo, na baby pa, pero kailangan mong magtrabaho kasi kailangan mo ng pambili para makakain sila, makakain siya, may panggatas, at sa iba pang gastusin ni baby. Ngayon isang araw, habang nagtrabaho ka, nung pauwi ka na ng bahay, siyempre nagsakay ka ng jeep o kung ano, nung pagbaba mo ng jeep, alam mo kung ikaw ay nanay, kahit gaano kalayo pa yan, ang iyak ng anak mo ay alam mo. Kasi kabisado mo yung boses ng anak mo eh. Yung iyak ng anak mo, kabisado mo. Yung tinig ng anak mo, kabisado mo. So kahit nasa malayo ka, the moment na maririnig mo yung iyak, alam mo na baby mo yon. So pagbaba mo, narinig mo yung iyak ni baby. Just like all the mothers, kakabahan ka na. Kakabahan ka kasi umiiyak yung anak mo. Hindi mo alam kung anong nangyari, gutom ba, or ano, nasugatan ba. Pero kinakabahan ka. Kinakabahan ka. Ngayon, habang papalapit ka doon sa pintuan ng bahay mo, habang naglalakad ka, mas lalong lumalakas ang iyak ni baby. Di ba? Ganun yun eh, di ba? Habang naglalakad ka, palapit ng palapit, mas lalong lumalakas ang iyak ni baby. Di ba? Lumalakas ng lumalakas. Hanggang nakarating ka sa pintuan, parang kang nanginginig, yung kamay mo nanginginig na buksan, parang kang natatakot na ayaw mong tingnan, pero gusto mo ring tingnan kung ano nang nangyari kay baby, pero natatakot ka rin. Pero dahil palakas ng palakas ang iyak, nang binuksan mo ang pinto, nakita mo doon si baby na nakahiga at nakatulog yung nagbantay. Siyempre, instinct ng nanay, magagalit sa nagbabantay, pero pupuntahan, bibit-bitin si baby. Ngayon, instinct ng nanay, pag umiiyak si baby, malamang gutom. Ngayon, pumunta siya sa kusina, tiningnan po niya na ang lata ng gatas, walang laman. Tiningnan niya yung iba pang paglalagyan, wala ring lamang gatas. Yun pala ang reason kung bakit iyak ng iyak si baby kasi wala nang gatas. At yung nagbantay, natulog na lang kasi wala rin namang gatas. Ngayon, syempre, ikaw nanay ka, ang instinct na pumasok sa isipan mo, dumukot sa bulsa. Ngayon, pag dukot mo sa bulsa, wala kang nakita na walang pera. Siyempre, pupuntahan mo doon sa bag mo. Kukunin mo yung pitaka mo. Pagtingin mo sa pitaka mo, wala ring laman. Kasi hindi pa sumweldo. Papasweldo pa lang. Habang tinitingnan mo yung wallet mo, lalong lumalakas ang tinig ni baby, ang iyak ni baby, lalong lumalakas. Ngayon, walang pera ang bulsa, walang pera ang pitaka, wala pang sweldo. Kung ikaw ang nanay ng bata na yan, ano ang gagawin mo? Kung ikaw ang nanay ng bata na yan, ano ang gagawin mo? Isulat mo daw sa comment section sa baba kung ano ang gagawin mo kung ikaw ang nanay ng bata na yan? Mag-share kayo lahat, ha? Kung ikaw ang nanay ng bata na yan, ano ang gagawin mo? Walang pera ang bulsa, walang laman ang pitaka, at wala pang sweldo. Yung iba ho, ano yung gagawin nyo? Wala lang? Yung iba ho, ano yung gagawin nyo? Kasi importante po ang tanong na yan. Ano ba ang gagawin mo? Tingnan natin. Isa-isahin natin. Mag-share kayo, guys, no? You should share, no? Kaya ito para sa atin to eh. Yan, sabi ni Mel, mangutang. Sabi ni Ruela, mangutang. Mangutang na nga. Mangutang, lahat mangutang, no? Kapala ng mukha eh, no? Manghiram or mangutang. Maghanap ng mautangan. Mamrinda, no? Sabi ni Marilo, mamrinda. No choice, need gumawa ng paraan. Mangutang sa tindahan. Si Janet, manghiram ng pera sa kapitbahay. Mangutang sa tindahan. Ibenta ang relo, motor, o kahit ano. Mag-ask ng help sa best friend. Utang. In short, guys, kapala ng mukha. Kapala ng mukha ang gagawin mo. Pero ito yung tanong. Bakit nakayanan mo na magpakapal ng mukha? Bakit nakayanan mo na magpakapal ng mukha? Ano bang meron doon? Ano bang meron na nangyari kung bakit ka nagpakapal ng mukha para magkagatas lang ang baby? Nung nag-work ako sa factory, 50-50 para sa mga expenses. Para sa mga... Alam mo, the reason why nagpakapal ka ng mukha kasi may matindi kang pangangailangan. May matinding pangangailangan. Kung alam mo kung ano yung pangangailangan mo at alam mo kung ano yung rason kung bakit mo gagawin yan, you keep moving, doing things para makuha mo ang gusto mo. Kasi may anak ka na naghihintay. May anak ka na iyak ng iyak na kailangan ng gatas. You will always find ways. Parang video, no? Parang video. Na ngayon, alam ko nagnegosyo ka. Alam ko pumasok ka sa isang opportunity. Pero alam mo ba kung bakit ka nandyan? Alam mo ba kung bakit mo ginagawa yan? Kasi kung totoo talagang alam mo ang rason kung bakit mo ginagawa yan, well, makikita yan sa output na binibigay mo. Makikita yan sa mga actions na ginagawa mo. Kasi alam mo kung bakit mo ginagawa yan. Ba't ko ba nasabi yan? Because that would be your intrinsic motivation. Your why is your intrinsic motivation. It is a motivation that comes from the inside. And when you have motivation that comes from the inside, there is no amount of negativity. There is no amount of problems, struggles, or even challenges na hindi mo niyo po kaya harapin. Bakit may mga taong nagki-quit sa isang opportunity? Bakit may mga taong hindi binibigay ang todo na natodo sa negosyo? Alam mo bakit? Kasi hindi nila alam in the first place kung bakit nila ginagawa to. Kaya kaibigan, ito ay payong kapatid lamang. Itong mga opportunity na meron tayo, vehicle po to para ma-address ang mga pangangailangan natin. Pero unang-una, dapat alamin mo kung ano at bakit mo gagawin to. Kasi kung hindi mo ma-define, you will never be able to go further. Diba? You will never be able to go further. Once ang tao may pinaghuhugutan sa loob, ito yung intrinsic pinag-usapan natin, intrinsic motivation. Pag meron kang intrinsic motivation, di ba, dalawa yun, di ba? Extrinsic at saka intrinsic. Extrinsic is external, intrinsic is internal. Ang intrinsic ay isang form of motivation na ito po'y magtutulak sa'yo on the early stage of your business kasi wala pong pera involved dito. Wala ka pang pera eh. The only thing you have is the reason why you do this one. That what keeps you going. Okay? That what keeps you going. Yun po yung intrinsic. Yun po yung value ng intrinsic motivation. So, na-understand natin kung ano yung intrinsic motivation? That's intrinsic motivation. So, what will happen if meron kang intrinsic motivation? Well, you will be empowered. Empowered ka. If lahat ng mga downlines na meron ka, learn to understand and embrace intrinsic motivation, believe me, my friend, lahat ng downlines na meron ka, lahat sila empowered. Empowered po. May ibang source ng lakas. And you know what? Empowered people accomplish a lot. And this will be the effect. We empower people who will empower other people. Okay? Nakita nyo? Let's start from you. Okay? Let's start from you. You know your reasons. You know your why. Kung bakit mo gagawin ang negosyo na to. Para saan ba to? Di ka naman magkakapera at first. Wala pang pera involved at first. But you've got to have something, an inner motivation, para ikaw ay magpapatuloy talaga doon sa negosyo na napili mo. Now, as you empower yourself, you are going to empower other people. Yung mga downlines mo, yung nasa team mo, you will empower them. Why? Bakit mo sila i-empower? Because you want to let them also understand kung bakit nila gagawin ang negosyo na to. Kung maiintindihan na nila at alam na nila kung bakit nila gagawin ang negosyo na to, sila, ang mga downline ninyo ay empower din. So ang mangyayari, etong mga empower na mga downline na meron ka, sila din ay mag-i-empower ng ibang tao down the line. So anong mangyayari? Yung inner motivation mo na nakapag-empower sa'yo ay bababa doon sa downline mo na sila din ipapasa nila doon sa downline nila hanggat sa lahat ng mga tao doon sa grupo mo ay empowered. Ganun po ang magiging effect po nun. No? Ganun po ang magiging effect. And you will begin to see a lot of people being empowered. At etong mga tao na to, hindi ang empowerment nito ay hindi po galing external, galing po sa loob. Galing po sa loob. And this is what we dream of, no, na makita natin. When you empower your team, their confidence grow. Ganun lang po yun. If you empower your team, then definitely their confidence will grow. It's not just you, it's not just your team leaders, but everyone in the organization, their confidence will grow. And when their confidence will grow, you get an extraordinary results. When their confidence grow, you get an extraordinary results. Tama po ba? The reason why your team is not performing, the reason why your team is not doing things that they need to do is in the first place, you were not able to let them discover their why. So let them discover their why. Tulungan niyo sila, turuan mo sila paano nila i-discover yung why, yung inner why. Because when they are empowered, they gain confidence, and you get an extraordinary results from them. That's when they become performers. Precept number 5. Okay. Dito na po tayo sa number 5. Your leadership will now be duplicated down the line. Okay. So dito na. Nakita niyo po yung proseso? If you are going to do those things, you as the leader, as the entrepreneur, will going to duplicate yourself down the line. You're going to duplicate yourself down the line. That is the process of duplication. Okay, yan po yung proseso ng duplication. Now, let's digest. Okay. Now, when you duplicate yourself, the growth is exponential. Okay? Listen here. When you duplicate yourself, your growth into the business is exponential. Now, you've got to understand this, that the people in your team are people exactly just like you when they come into the business. Ang proseso na dinaanan mo ay the same na proseso din na dadaanan din nila. And that's the reason why I shared to you the precepts, so that you will begin to understand na ito yung pinagdadaanan ko bilang isang negosyante, ganito rin ang pinagdadaanan ng mga ka-team ko. Ibig sabihin, bawat person under your team go the same process as you. Okay? And when you are able to do it, believe me, your growth is exponential. When you say exponential, it's huge. It's big. Malaki po. And you know what happened? That's the time that you can say to yourself that finally, nakapag-leverage na ako. Finally, narating ko na yung sinasabi nila na leverage. Narinig na ba ninyo ang word na leverage? Sino bang nakakarinig nito na word na leverage? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng word na leverage? Kasi parati nating naririnig yan leverage, leverage, leverage. Ang leverage kasi is from the word lever. Multiplier effect. No? Siya yung multiplier effect. Kumbaga, gaya ng isang bato, ang bato, ay ito na lang, martilyo. May pako na nakapako sa kahoy na gusto mong bunutin ang pako, ang nail. Gusto mong bunutin ang nail na nakapako sa kahoy. Kung gagamitin mo yung kamay mo, hindi mo makukuha po yan kasi kulang ang energy para kunin ang pako na yan sa kahoy. So kukuha ka ngayon ng isang lever. Ano yung lever na gagamitin mo dito? Yung martilyo. Okay. Di ba ang mga martilyo meron yung pangtanggal ng pako. So ilalagay mo yan, i-hook up mo yan ang martilyo, tapos bubunutin mo ngayon. Ayun, lo and behold, nakuha mo yung pako. So anong meron dati na ang kamay mo naman lang ang ginamit din. Ang meron kasi may lever ka. May nag-multiply doon sa effort mo. Yung kamay mo dati na yun ang ginamit mo para kunin ang pako, hindi po sapat ang energy nun. So gumamit ka ng martilyo para i-multiply ang energy ng kamay mo para bunutin ang pako na yon. Yun po yun, from the word lever. So ibig sabihin, it will increase. It increases your power, your potential. Kumbaga, it increases. Pag sinabi nating nag-leverage ka, it means it increase your income in all aspects. Okay? Na ngayon, sagutin natin, what is leverage nga ba? No, ano nga ba tong leverage? Alam mo, parati nating pinag-uusapan tong word na leverage. In fact, itong word na to ay gasgas po kasi ito eh, no? Grabe, gasgas ang word na na leverage. But again, for our discussion tonight, I have prepared a short video here. This is quite an old video by Chinkitan himself. Now, gusto kong i-share ang video na to. May explanation siya with regards to leverage. At ito po, pakinggan natin ha. Ay, sandali. Ba't hindi nag-on to? Hold on ha. Nagloko tong ano ko ah. Saan ba tong video na to? Hold on guys ha. Hold on muna. I'm sorry, guys. No, I have some technical problems in here. I cannot I cannot have the audio sound off. So sayang, no? But anyway, ipapakita ko na lang to in some other times, no? But anyway, medyo nagka-problema po ako doon sa sa audio, no, sa audio, but I'll show you this video. Fix ko lang to. Bukas siguro papakita ko po tong video na to bago ho tayo mag-umpisa on the next principle. Okay? So sorry talaga. Medyo nagka-trouble lang talaga yung nagka-trouble ang video, no? Nagka-trouble ang video. But anyway, patuloy ko na lang, ha. Okay. So ito yung sa leverage, sa concept natin dito sa leverage. Now, there are two things that are involved in the business leverage. Okay? Pag-usapan natin ang business leverage. The two things that is involved in the business leverage are the one that involves your financial and the one involves your operations. Okay. Now, the one involved in your operation are your people. The one involved in your financial, of course, is your money. Okay. Now, understanding each aspect will help you really perfectly understand leverage. Okay. Now here, let's start. Itong common denominator ng dalawa na to, itong people and money, ang common denominator nila is actually yung word na time. Ito po yung common denominator nila, ang time. Now, let's take a look at the time. Ang time is meron tayo, lahat tayo, ikaw, ako, bawat isa sa atin, we have 24 hours a day lang. Yan lang po ang meron tayo. Walang extra, walang 25, walang 26, walang 27, just 24. But the question remains, bakit kaya may mga taong maraming na-accomplish na pareho lang naman tayong oras na meron, 24 hours? Okay, ngayon, let's take a look at the first one. Let's start with operations, that's people. Kung ikaw ay magtatrabaho sa isang kumpanya, and of course, you are paid by the day, by the hour in a day, so ibig sabihin, kung sumisweldo ka, sabihin na lang natin, ang minimum daily wage ngayon ay nasa, sabihin na lang natin, 440. Yung 440, ang equivalent po nun ay 8-hour job. Okay. Now, kung gusto mong kumita ng malaki, ang gagawin mo, mag-overtime. Okay, mag-overtime. So, ibig sabihin, yung dinagdag na oras mo, ay may overtime fee ka, but you can only do so much up to 24 hours. So sabihin na lang natin, ang sweldo mo 440, meron kang 8-hour job. Kung mag-overtime ka, sabihin natin isagad mo 16 hours. So kasi 24 hours meron tayo eh. So kung tatrabahuin mo yung 16 hours overtime, so magiging income mo 16 hours plus 16 hours. 440 plus 16 hours. Kinabukasan, 24 hours lang din meron ka eh. So ang mangyayari, kung kaya pa ng katawan mo, magtrabaho ka 8 hours, tapos mag-overtime ka 16 hours. Sa tingin mo, kakayanin mo yan hanggang kailan? Hanggang kailan mo kakayanin yan na magtatrabaho ka 24 hours a day? Walang pahinga, walang tulog-tulog, 24 hours a day. So, sa tingin mo kakayanin? Malamang hindi. Malamang hindi mo kakayanin. So ngayon, what is it left for you? Eh hanggang 24 hours ka lang. Magpapahinga ka pa, kakain ka pa, at marami ka pang gagawin. So, wala kang choice. Ang posible nito, kung nag-24 hours ka today, bukas hindi ka magte-24 hours. Kasi hindi nakakayanin ng katawan mo yan. So, isang deficiency yan. Okay. Ang concept ng leverage ay multiplying your effort. Now, balikan natin yung time. Meron ka lang 8 hours na pwede mong reasonable working time, 8 hours. Kung i-equate natin sa negosyo, kung may downline ka, yung oras mo, let's say for example, sa negosyo, nagbigay ka ng 8 hours. Tapos may downline ka na nakuha isa na nagbigay din ng 8 hours. So ngayon, ang oras na meron ka, 8 sa'yo, 8 sa kanya, magkano na? O, 60 na. Okay. Ngayon, kung magdadagdag ka pa ng isang tao, yung oras mo, hindi lang 8 hours, may isang tao, 16 hours na, may nadagdag pa na isa, magkano yon? 24 hours na. No, may 24 hours ka na. Pareho kayong tag-8 hours, pero may 24 hours ka na. Kung ganun ang situation, additional yon. Kasi nagdagdag ka lang ng tao eh. Nagdagdag ka lang ng tao, so nagdagdag ka lang ng 8 hours. So kailan ba siya magiging leverage? Magiging leverage siya kung ito ang situation. Ako merong 8 hours. May downline ako, sabihin natin si Maricel, magtatrabaho din siya 8 hours. So kaming dalawa, 16. Kailan siya, kasi ang nangyari nito, additional time lang meron eh. Ngayon, kailan siya masasabi na nakapag-leverage ka? Okay. Makapag-leverage ka lang kung ako, kami dalawa ni Maricel, downline ko siya, kung ako kukuha ng isa at si Maricel din kukuha din po ng isa. So ilan na lahat? O, 4 na. Ang dalawa times 2 nagiging yung dalawa nagiging 4 na. No, nag times 2 lang yung 2, no? So ngayon, kung titingnan mo, ako 8 hours, si Maricel 8 hours, yung kinuha niya na tao 8 hours din, yung kinuha ko na tao 8 hours din. So yung time ko ay na-multiply ng 8 hours. Ito. Pero mas hihigit pa na magmo-multiply ito pag ako, meron si Maricel, 8 hours kami dalawa, kumuha si Maricel ng isa, kumuha din ako ng isa, pero dinagdagan ko ng isa, tapos si Maricel din nagdagdag ng isa. Oh. So ano nang mangyayari ngayon? Ako may nadagdag, si Maricel may nadagdag. So 2, 2, 4, magkano na? Ilan na? 6 na lahat. So kung titingnan mo, parami ng parami ang tao down the line, ibig sabihin, nag-leverage ang time mo through other people. Okay. So ang unang ni-leverage niya ay yung people, yung tao. Okay. The next effect po niyan ay ito. Itong mga tao na na-leverage ka, gumagawa to sa negosyo na ginagawa mo. In short, pareho kayong negosyo na ginagawa. Di ba? May ginawa ka ng negosyo. Itong tao na kinuha mo, na nagkumuha din ng tao, ay may negosyo din. Gaya mo, na tinuro mo sa kanila. So ngayon, kung ang income mo dito na ikaw lang mag-isa ay 10 pesos, ngayon na nasa si Maricel na kasama mo na, may 10 pesos din, so 20 na. Nakapagbigay sa'yo ng 10. What if yung sa baba pa, nagbibigay pa ng tagte-10? So, ang income mo, hindi lang 10, hindi lang 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 na. O, di ba? So, ano yung isang part na leverage? Yung money, yung income. So, in short, itong dalawa na to, multiplies your time through the number of people, multiplies your income through the number of people that works on the same time. Yun po ang leverage. Now, if your business is not leveraging at ikaw lang mag-isa, yes, may income ka, pero hanggang dyan lang po yan. Hanggat wala pang madiscover na additional time, may limits ka sa pwede mong kitain. Bakit? Kasi you are only left with 24 hours. So, my suggestion is this. It is okay to maintain your current business, but make an additional leverage on people that eventually equates with money. That explains why in the business na in-engage natin, recruitment is the most essential and key element in order for your business to grow and in order for your income to grow. Tingnan natin sa JStore. Okay, tingnan natin sa... Yun, real estate yun ha. Kumbaga, tingnan natin sa JStore. Alam ko po, marami sa atin, okay na kayo sa subsidy. Okay na ako, Joff, may subsidy. 50 pesos per day, 20,000 in a month, in a year, in 400 days. Okay na ako doon. Pero, kung gusto mo mas malaki pa ang income mo, mag-build ka ng team mo. Kasi, ang income is directly proportional to the number of people kasi ang reward po doon ay nasa pairing bonus. Ang multiplier effect nun on the 2x2 person, mas malaki pa yun kaysa subsidy na tinatanggap mo. Yes, ang subsidy, guaranteed income, calculated income, kasi pag join mo ng JStore, automatic may allowance ka every day. Okay na yun, income yun. No? Kasi allowance eh. Marami na sa atin dito tumatanggap na ng allowance, 5,000, 5,000. Nako, laking tulong na yun, di ba? Laking tulong. Sino ba ditong nakatanggap na ng 5,000 allowance? Meron na ba? Meron na? Acknowledge daw kayo na kayo nakatanggap na ng allowance. Sino bang nakatanggap na ng allowance? 5,000. Meron na ba? Meron na bang nakatanggap ng minimum allowance 5,000 dyan? Pero kung gusto mong may malaki pang kita, i-build mo yung grupo mo. Kasi nandun ang malaking kita, actually. Hindi ko po ma-explain lahat yan. Kasi may iba akong explanation para, may ibang araw ako intended for dyan. Pero, if you wanted to grow your income, build organization, build people. It is this, in this aspect, that you will be able to multiply your time through other people, and you are able to multiply your income through the works of other people. And that's exactly how it operates when you leverage. Okay? So, I hope na it gives us a good understanding of the word leverage. I'm just so sorry, ay nagloko yung video na hinanda ko, but tomorrow before I start, una ko po yung ipapa-play. No? Una kong i-play po yan. Now, if there's anybody who joined here for the very first time, I would like to formally introduce myself. No, ako po si Joffrin Villasencio. You can call me Coach Joffrin. No? I have 3 roles in my life. No? I'm a businessman by occupation. I'm a teacher by profession, and I'm a pastor by vocation. I'm currently the president and CEO of the 818 Premier Properties Incorporated. And at the same time, I'm the mission director of Global Missions through Marketplace. Now, we've been doing this mastermind class for one single objective, and that is to help people in their journey towards becoming an entrepreneur. Whatever businesses you have, continue with that. Now, go on with that. Just be open for more opportunities in life, and whatever things that you have learned, have the liberty to apply it. Now, I can only teach you what I know. But at the end of the day, you will gain more experience the moment you are going to apply it by yourself. No? Yung mga tinuro ko dito are all experiential on my part. But I believe it would be much more deeper if kayo na po mismo ang makapag-experience personally. So, if may natutunan kayo ngayon, you apply it. No, you apply it. And if you have friends na hindi pa po nakapag-enroll sa mastermind class, well, let them be part of our community. Isang community po to na binibuild natin. No, this is not about what business you have, but this is about your journey as an entrepreneur. Ikaw yung issue dito eh. Ikaw yung tinutukan natin. Journey mo to, no? Journey mo to sa pagiging isang entrepreneur. Maraming salamat. at kita-kita po tayo bukas. Bring a friend, no? Kasi sayang po yung mga topics natin na magaganda po ang mga topics natin tapos hindi nyo po mai-share sa mga kaibigan nyo. Share it to them. Let them be here. Let them be part of our community. Thank you. God bless you all. Bye-bye.